Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Shinra Mansion as we step in on the successful attempt to open the door. Success and boss fight. Specifically with what is called the Lost Number. Now, this is actually a really cool fight in the fact that after a while, if you've done enough damage, you actually have the choice to alter this fight drastically. So you'll notice that there are two sides to him. There's a purple side, and we're going to call them the purple and the red sides. The purple side is physical damage, and the red side is strictly magic. And so if you want to gain an advantage, you can actually do a certain amount of damage to him and then focus one or the other. Then you will kill the other half, and you will have to deal strictly with either physical or magical damage, whichever you picked. I'm not too worried about it, though, because by the time I actually get to the lost number each time, he's incredibly easy for me. And so I could easily knock him out. I mean, as you can see, I'm already walking in with Fire, Ice, and Lightning 3. I'm not even that far into the game, guys, and that's happening. See, I don't even have to worry about the breaking in half. He's dead. And there you go. Oh, and we also do get the final limit for Red 13 as well as the Odin materia and the key to the basement. So there's actually a section of the basement when we were here in the past we didn't know about. Now for that, I'm actually going to go ahead and put Odin in place of Chocomog. Why? Because Chocomog is actually mastered. At this point, it's really got nothing else that we can do. Now you'll notice that I'm trying to put on Cosmo Memory, which is Red 13's final limit break. But the sad part is I actually just barely realized it, that I haven't gotten every single limit. You have to have them all, and you'll notice my level 2 doesn't have everything. So there you go. That's what I'm going to be working on and grinding. Because as soon as you have them all, then you can actually activate his final limit break, Cosmo Memory, which is amazing, by the way. Pretty much all the final limit breaks are. The only one that I can't actually say is, and it's because I experienced it once, I had to Game Shark it to get it, but it's Eris's final limit, Great Gospel. It's very, very hard to attain. I mean, the limit itself is not hard to get, but, I mean, obviously you have to go through the long grinding break of getting Eris up and getting her to use her limits enough. But, yeah, it's not an easy feat. So I remember seeing it once when I Game Sharked it, and it was awesome. I mean, it granted absolute invincibility for every party member, but, it's just not worth the long amount of effort to go and get it. And in fact, I will just be honest with you guys, I probably won't get it in this playthrough. There's too much involved, and right now where I currently am in the grinding process, I'm like maybe... I've gotten all of her level 2 limits, and I haven't gotten her first level 3 yet. So there's a good chance we won't have it. And frankly, some of her lower limits are actually just as amazing. I mean, Healing Wind, I remember sticking with my first couple of times just because it's stinking overpowered as a heal. Or I actually would give her Fury Brand, which is her second level 2 limit. Basically, it allows for the limit gauges of all the other party members to instantly fill. So at that point, you have 2 limit breaks right off the bat. She's really great for leveling limits. So there you go. Let's go ahead and go down here. You'll notice the music changed a little bit. What's down here? Oh, this guy's nasty. Let's see if we can get out of here. Sadistic attack! Could he be another experiment down here? By the way, happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week so far, especially my fellow Blizzard fans, now that BlizzCon is over and we're getting ready for another weekend. Oh, but look at this. We have a coffin. So this is what the key to the basement opens. To wake me from the nightmare. Who is it? Never seen you before. You must leave. You were having a nightmare. You'll dream about bad things if you sleep in a place like this. A nightmare. My long sleep has given me time to atone. What are you saying? I have nothing to say to strangers. Get out. This mansion is the beginning of your nightmare. You can say that again. What do you know? So talk about Sephiroth. Like you said, this mansion is the beginning of a nightmare. No, it's not a dream. It's for real. Sephiroth has lost his mind. He found the secrets hidden in this mansion. Sephiroth. You know Sephiroth? Ah, they both said it. Whee! I love it. Everything's slow with him. You start first. Meanwhile, after numerous amounts of stories and back chatter... That's how it was. So, Sephiroth knows he was created 5 years ago, and about the Genova project. He was missing, but has just recently reappeared. He has taken many lives and is seeking the Promised Land. Now it's your turn. Sorry, I cannot speak. That's dirty! Dang right! Hearing your stories has added upon me yet another sin. More nightmares shall come to me now, more than I previously had. Now, please leave. We're gonna bug him some more. You're still here? Who are you? That's a very good question right now. At least tell us your name. I was with the Shinra Manufacturing Department in Administrative Research, otherwise known as the Turks. You're a former Turk. I'd like to introduce everybody to Vincent Valentine. Vincent. The Turks. Formerly of the Turks. I have no affiliation with Shinra now. And you? Cloud, formerly of Soldier. You were also with Shinra. Then do you know Lucrecia? Who? Lucrecia. I know what it looks like. It's a spelling error. The woman who gave birth to Sephiroth. Wait, what? Gave birth? Wasn't Genova Sephiroth's mother? Yeah, wasn't she? That isn't completely wrong, but just a theory. He was born from a beautiful lady. That lady was Lucrecia. She was an assistant to Professor Gast of the Genova Project. Beautiful Lucrecia. A human experiment. There was no way to cancel the experiment. I couldn't stop her. That was my sin. I let the one I loved, the one I respected most, face the worst. So your punishment was to sleep? That's kind of weird. Dang right. And coughin' again. You can bother it now. Let me sleep. Let me sleep, damn it. Don't worry, we'll come back to him in a second. We're gonna head into the lab. Oh, look at this. It's pretty musty in here. Oh, but look, we have a friend. Sephiroth. Being here brings back memories. Are you going to participate in the reunion? I don't even know what a reunion is. Seriously, I need to check that out. Is there a dictionary somewhere? Genova will be at the reunion. Genova will join the reunion, becoming a calamity from the skies. Genova, calamity from the skies? You mean she wasn't an ancient? Now I'm confused. I see. I don't think you have the right to participate. I will go north past MartAnimE. If you wish to find out, then follow. Reunion? Calamity from the skies? What are you smoking, man? Oh, jeez, you hit me with materia. I didn't appreciate that, man. Be a bro. Alright, so we get another materia. Destruct materia. And what's in here? Nothing really. It's the same room that you got to see from the cutscene. But now we have another piece of new materia. The Destruct materia. Basically like a de-barrier spell kind of thing. Like a de-barriers, a de-curses. I believe its end is death. Can't remember off the top of my head. We don't care about you stinking bloodsuckers. Oh, that's cute. You think we care. Oh. So that's a lot to take in. We met a former Turk. We met up with Sephiroth, and he's saying a bunch of nonsense. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. Wait. Wait yourself. If I go with you, will I meet Hojo? Dunno. But we're after him and Sephiroth, so I guess sooner or later. Lucrecia. Alright. I've decided to go with you. What makes people think they can decide that? Sure is a quick change of heart, huh? I know, right? Being a former Turks, I may be of help to you. Alright then. Alright, so this is actually technically the last bonus character that you can get is Vincent Valentine. So you can put him in your party. He's a gun specialist. We're not going to, though, because he's actually pretty low level, and I don't want to have to load him down with materia, but we will be using him later. The other thing, too, is that his limits are good, don't get me wrong, but they kind of lock him, and so that's kind of an issue, unless you put him in kind of like a healer role where you're not really going to use the limit, unless it's like a random battle. To put it simply, we'll find this out later in the story for Vincent, but Vincent, at some point, had experiments done on him, and now he has, like, bestial DNA with him. He's kind of like a lycanthrope. So at that point, when he limit breaks, he actually becomes various monsters. And that's why you lose control of him, is that he becomes berserk because he has 2 attacks that he can use per form. Jiminy Christmas, stop attacking me, everybody. And of course, I'm actually recording this late right now, so my throat's kind of had it. I've been doing a lot of recording this week, so That way we can have at least a normal week next week and then move into a podcast week the following. So, yeah, if I sound a little scratchy, I'm sorry, but that's the way it goes. And for those who were hoping that I was going to be talking about BlizzCon stuff, well, I'm going to try and keep that out of this video. It's not necessarily relevant, and frankly, all my videos are up at this point, so if you want to know particular thoughts on a given Blizzard game that got discussed at BlizzCon, they're up. You guys can see my thoughts on them. Alright, I think that actually does it for the Shinra Mansion, and that actually does it for Nibelheim. I think that's all we can do here. You could talk to the Cloak guys again, but they're roughly going to say the same thing. And you now have your new direction. So we are going to be going to MartAnimE in pursuit of Sephiroth, which means, unfortunately, we have to leave the wagon here in order to pursue further. It's okay, we'll get a different form of transportation a little later on, but yeah, we're just going to have to go with it for now. So here we go into MartAnimE. And nothing's really changed. In fact, now we can explore it a little bit more openly and start seeing some of the rewards here. So yeah, this is usually the point where I answer you guys' questions as well as be able to give you guys some news about business for the channel. Like I said, the way it's going to go is next week it's going to be completely normal. There's probably going to be some extra stuff put in for Drak tries. But yeah, I'm going to give you like one normal week because the following week is Thanksgiving, and that's going to be a podcast week. I know technically that isn't the end of the month, but the reason I'm doing it is because after that, I intend on giving you guys at least 2 more weeks, and then I'm off on winter break. So at that point, I want to make sure that we can at least give you a couple of weeks of good content. Also buy myself a little bit more time, because we're getting really close to the end of Warlords of Draenor for Tale of Drakfu. So at that point, it'd be really cool to end this year on Legion, or at least doing Legion content at that point. Especially with a new expansion announced. That'd be a really great way to end things. Plus, I would love to be able to also wrap up Diablo 2 so that we can then move to Diablo 3. My anniversary is actually going to probably go over to the next year. Here you go, Breath of the Earth. See, I can tell you where I'm actually at, which is a little bit farther. She's got her Fury brand limit, but not yet here. Plus, I actually do have some other videos that are going to be coming out during the winter break. So you guys can look forward to those as well. And so the first question I actually want to get into is, somebody actually did ask if you would ever consider doing another solo Let's Play on this channel with maybe some of the side franchises in Square Enix's canon or other ideas. Right now, I'm really not considering that, mainly because that second series is Tale of Drakfu. At that point, I can already tell you that Tale of Drakfu will be receiving some changes once we get to Legion content. Not big ones, WoW fans, don't worry about it. But big enough that I'm going to warrant it now. So we can start actually putting some other stuff in there. But as to the side games, I'm not against doing them. I just need to free up some time to be able to do them. I'd prefer to not do them solo. I really do like actually doing stuff with other commenters. I don't know if Andrea would be one of them, but I have actually been looking into probably more consistent gaming with the geeks. I really do like doing stuff with the Geek News crew. It's always usually fun, minus Alex. And before people start jumping on the hate train, oh my gosh, you just hate Alex. No, it's because I have Drak and Shadow. We do Let's Plays together all the time, and so at that point, that's pretty much covered. The Rise of the Tomb Raider thing was kind of a rare deal. And so, I mean, if you guys want more Alex and me playthroughs, go to youtube.com/DrakandShadow. I think it's just Drak and Shadow on YouTube. And you can check it out. We have tons of Let's Plays for you to be able to go look into. Some of which are RPGs. In fact, we tried to pick some rare RPGs. Obviously, since Alex is a .hack fan. So there's plenty there to look into. But if I was going to do it, I'd pick somebody else from the Geek News crew to do stuff with. And I might have some ideas later on. I'm not sure yet. I want to make it. I want to make sure it works before I announce it. I mean, we already do have a couple of other playthroughs going on right now. We have Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. That's happening. And we're getting ready to... let's see, we're going through Kingdom Hearts. And like I said, we're getting ready to make a few minor changes to Tale of Drakfu. So that's going to be a thing. Dungeons of Drakfu has already changed as much as it's going to. Because now that we're into the expansions that don't have too much dungeon or raid content, we're going to be able to bust through it pretty quick. We just need to make sure that we start piling on the gear for Drakfu. As to the games that I've been playing recently, a lot of people have been wondering if I've actually been able to get to any other games. It was BlizzCon weekend, so unfortunately no. I mean, I did get to a few games here and there, but nothing that I was immediately working on. And as to the reviews, they're going to be coming, and we are still planning on doing a top 10 games of 2017, but it will be in January. So you guys can look forward to that then. And I do actually have some top 10s still planned for December. That's why in a lot of cases I want to take a vacation, not only to spend time with family, but also to work on these projects that I just simply don't have time for. The next question that I actually want to get into is... this one, I think I've answered before, but this one, or this person actually labeled it a little bit differently. Because of the problems that are happening on YouTube, A, have they affected your channel? And B, because of that, are we going to see either less content or content moving over to other sites? Things like that. And part of the reason they asked was because I've kind of hinted at it in the podcast when we've done live recordings. The way that I'm kind of looking at it is, yes, my channel is affected, but not as much as, say, the bigger channels. I am getting lots of videos demonetized because it's not safe for all advertisers, or it's not suitable for advertisers. I'm getting that happening, but it's not affecting me as much as they are. I'm a pretty small YouTuber, so at that point, I'm pretty sure later on that would be a problem, and I would want to get those things appealed. Heck, I'm appealing them now. Am I looking for another... so this is kind of a two-pronged question. Am I looking for reduced content or looking to move to other platforms? I'd say yes to a bit of both, but it's not the adpocalypse that's making me reduce content. It really is just because... As people remember, in August, I had a little bit of some health problems and needed to take a much-needed vacation. And so I don't want to create a situation where that's essential again. So I have already reduced some of my content, and there will be a couple of other reductions that happen starting next year that will just kind of support that. In particular, one of those was the podcast weeks. So that, you know, that week you get Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, but you don't necessarily get everything else, and it's simply because I'm editing the podcasts and working on other content that I think you guys might be interested in. So, yeah, you're seeing a reduction there, but not a big one, and no, I like doing YouTube content, contrary to the fact that I don't really get paid for it. I really do actually like doing this for you guys. It's fun for me, and I know it's fun for some of you guys. The other thing, too, is am I looking for other places? Yes. Actually, and when I have more details on that, I will be talking to you guys, because I might want to try and test the waters, so to speak. I might want to try and see if, you know, which one does well, and then maybe that's the place that gets the first contact of it, and then the other one would get it like a couple of days later or something like that. I know that a lot of YouTube channels right now are doing something to that effect, and I have actually considered doing it for this channel too. Same thing with Drak and Shadow, because if it's successful for mine, then I also wouldn't mind doing it for Drak and Shadow, so that we can get more eyes on the product, as well as, you know, we work hard for this, be able to get some kind of compensation. That'd be awesome. So yeah, I'm looking into both, but I promise it's not going to really affect things too far down the line, and if it does, you guys are going to be the first ones that I notify. So, like, would like to hope that I actually have a consistent reputation of giving you guys updates as consistently as I can. So I'd like to think that my reputation kind of speaks for itself in this regard. I promise I will get that information to you guys' hands and actually probably reach out to you guys for feedback on it. But I'm afraid that's actually going to go ahead and do it for this week. So when we get back, we will continue on in MartAnimE and make our way past it towards whatever lies next.